The senator said he was disappointed, not necessarily surprised. I mean, the New York Times has a long history. I mean, I think the last Republican they endorsed for president was Dwight Eisenhower, and
yeah.
you know, in all likelihood, they'll either endorse Barack Obama or Hillary Clinton in the fall. Should he be surprised that this is being done?
Well, I think he should be. I mean, look, the Times editorial page, I think, is separate from the news section. I sure hope so. It's supposed to be. Sometimes, you know, I must say that over my lifetime, one of the institutions that has fallen from the heights, in my own opinion, has been the New York Times, because its editorials are predictable. Some other great newspapers are not predictable. And its news stories seem to me to be too political sometimes and not just facts. And this was a case of that. I can't believe this story would have been printed in the New York Times, you know, 10 years ago. Because it is. It's just regurgitating a rumor without any attribution, total denial by the people involved. It brings back some allegations made about John McCain unrelated to this lobbyist almost 20 years ago, maybe 18 years ago, for which he was totally cleared. It's just a smear job, and it does sadden me, because the New York Times has been one of our great newspapers, and I believe it acted irresponsibly here. I think the public will be fair and smart enough to see through this, and Senator McCain will go on to make his case on the merits to the American people about why he believes, I believe, that he's best prepared to lead this country forward. And part of it is to break the partisanship. You know, one of the weird things, excuse me for going on here, about this article, the suggestion is in this that he somehow did favors for this lobbyist or others. There's no evidence of that in the article, but I can tell you, having been there, that John McCain has repeatedly taken on special interests, including the broadcast industry. When he was chairman of the Commerce Committee, I mentioned broadcast because this woman is a lobbyist for the broadcast industry. A lot of senators don't take on the broadcast industry because they're afraid to. McCain was not. This was over the so-called spectrum battle. So I thought it was a very unfair article, and I just think John's friends are going to stick by him. But more than that, I think the voters are going to stick by him, and maybe it'll create a kind of backlash to the New York Times. I mean, I think if you ask me whether do I believe John McCain, who I know for 20 years, or do I believe the New York Times in an unsubstantiated article, I believe John McCain, and I'm proud to stick with him.